Hi, and welcome to this week's edition of the Las Vegas Advisor Weekly Update with Anthony and Andrew. Today is Wednesday, November 22nd, 2023. I don't need the desktop calendar.
Okay.
I got it.
Saw that, yeah.
I saw the comment, too.
Right. Thanksgiving edition.
Yeah, that's right. We're here a little early.
Because we want to have Thanksgiving, so we're here on Wednesday.
Yep.
Right. We used to do Wednesday, but then it just got too tough. Wednesdays got tough, so usually we're Thursday, Friday. But
Yeah.
we're here on Wednesday because we're all gonna take it easy and have some turkey like everybody else.
That's right. So Thanksgiving, people are everywhere. It seems like people just came to Vegas, and they're all over town. The casinos are busy.
They come in for this weekend. I mean, this is a really big one. Wait till the weekend. They're estimating over 300,000 again.
Wow.
There'll be dinners, special dinners everywhere. But, if you're not coming to Vegas, you don't care about Thanksgiving. So that's about all we're going to say about it.
Okay.
Other than one announcement that because it will be on Thursday, the Downtown Grand will not be having its tournaments.
Right. So tomorrow, November 23rd, Thursday, there will be on Thanksgiving Day, there will be no tournaments at the Downtown Grand.
Yeah, don't come down there looking for Andrew and me, rather. And, because we won't be there either. There's no tournaments. We're not going to be there.
Yep.
Correct. However, 2 weeks after tomorrow, on December 7th, we're going to have something special. It's going to be Tournament Day Thursday, and Gene Scott,
The great Gene Scott.
is going to be there for a meet and greet.
Yeah.
Which is going to be hosted by the Downtown Grand, and Jean will have her friends, and if you want to come see her, and if you bought a book from her or something, you want her to autograph it, it's great to see her. She's been living on the East Coast now for a couple of years, sort of semi-retired from playing, but she had to get back to Vegas for a while, and so we'll remind you again next week, but December 7th at Downtown Grand.
Is Jean going to play in the video poker tournament? Do we know?
She says she's going to play in both.
Okay.
Blackjack
great.
and video poker. She started as a blackjack player.
Wow.
As a card counter, and that's how she began. And then she transitioned to video poker, where she saw that it fit her better, and she had more opportunity there.
Okay.
She made a good decision. Worked out real well.
Oh, definitely. All right. Well, that's exciting. So if you're a Gene Scott fan, as I am, then show up on Thursday.
Mark your calendar.
So for the last few episodes leading up to Formula One, it's been a lot of talk, the good, the bad, the ugly. It's been exciting and also been a lot of traffic and really frustrating at the same time. But let's do a little recap because Anthony and I had separate experiences for Formula One this year.
You had the big one. You got to go. We'll get to that in a minute.
Yep.
Okay, so as predicted, Max Verstappen was the winner.
That's right.
He opened at minus 350.
Wow.
And went off at under minus 200, which means that people were betting against him. They didn't want to lay the $3.50, so they were betting, and they bet it down. He pulled it out. There were some big bets. Apparently, the betting broke all records for an auto race. I mean, usually the Daytona 500 NASCAR is the big one, and they're saying that the handle here tripled that. So
That's wild.
Yeah, all the things they were saying and we were saying was going to be bad for the city. To be honest, and even Max Verstappen was saying was going to be bad. Everybody, when it was over, said, "Holy smokes, that was pretty good."
Yes, and it was a great race. I mean, action-packed.
Yeah, I guess there were lead changes and things which normally you don't see, and it was it turned out everybody was pretty happy about it. Verstappen said he'll be back next year.
Well, that's
Can't
great.
Wait. I guess maybe he doesn't have a choice, but I mean, he's looking forward to being back next year, and he was all negativity coming into the thing.
Well, it was really a spectacle. So it seemed like the whole city was alive and vibrant. And
well, even I did something. I mean,
what did you do?
Well, I got up. I'm the one who's been saying, "Who cares?"
Right.
But the morning of on Saturday, I got in the car and I drove it.
Okay.
Because I wanted to see what it was like.
You drove the actual side of the track
where the race was going to be, and you couldn't drive the whole thing because at Harmon they had it blocked off for a section. So I drove it down the strip and then made a U-turn and came back.
Okay.
So the side I drove down was the race side. That's where the cars went.
Yes.
And you can't believe how smooth that was. And then I do the U-turn, and it's boom, 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 boom. You're on the old road, right?
Yeah,
You're on the old strip.
Oh, that's funny.
So you can really see how the whole thing, was transformed,
Yeah.
to make it be. Now we'll talk in a minute about It wasn't completely transformed perfectly. There was a problem. But
That's
tell
right.
us about what you did. I mean, you got to see it. You were there, right?
I got to get the best experience for this event, and I was really happy and grateful to my friend Alejandro Salomon, who invited me.
And Alejandro's got a monster YouTube channel.
He has a monster YouTube channel that deals with a variety of subjects, but you can check out. He does videos on hypercars, all sorts of cars, and then he does a lot of great entrepreneurial content for some of the businesses that he has. But
So
very
you were here
entertaining.
you went to go as his guest.
I was his guest, and he's very entertaining, very funny. So he's got an American channel called Salomondrin. He's got a Spanish-speaking channel called Salamundo. So if you like comedy, if you like cars, if you like entrepreneurial type content, you check him out. But he came out to Formula One because of a lot of his car work and because of his expertise in cars. So
So where'd you sit?
we sat right at the T-Mobile area, right by the Sphere.
Okay. Oh, that's kind of cool.
It
So
was-
You got a good look at the Sphere through the whole thing and
It,
everything.
it was great. It was on one of the turns, not on one of the straightaways. We got to smell a lot of burnt rubber, so which was very cool. We got to see a lot of great transitions.
Food, drinks.
There was food and drinks everywhere. The drinks were a bit pricey, but I heard that the food was complimentary. We went out to a nice dinner at the Wynn before, so we didn't really eat. We spent most time drinking,
Okay.
as I tend to do.
So you liked it. I mean, I put it on TV.
Yeah.
I got to be honest. I mean, 15 minutes into it, I'm like now, I'm hearing the reports and they're saying, okay, it turned out a lot better than people thought.
Yeah.
It was more exciting than people thought. I was asleep in 15 minutes.
Okay.
I'm
Well.
sorry, but I mean, I was just like, okay.
Well, there is a thing where you because I didn't know too much about Formula One, but Alejandro was able to distill it very, very easily for me. It's 50 laps.
Yeah, a lot going on too.
Yeah.
Right. So the big problem, besides all the stuff we've written about and talked about, was the training day.
Right. The
where
Thursday night.
There was supposedly some sort of a cover of something, a drainage cover that was not tacked down properly. It came up and it damaged one of the cars. And the problem with it is that there was a gigantic delay, but people were made to leave who had paid a lot of money to be in those seats. They were made to leave before everything was fixed. It took 2 or 3 hours to fix they went over all the other covers and made sure that they were all down the way they're supposed to be, but they wouldn't let the people stay. So now there's lawsuits over, people saying, I want my money back.
Yikes.
And I don't get it.
Yeah.
I mean, why did they make them leave? I mean, if somebody wanted to leave of their own accord, they can't hold them responsible for that. They have to make the track, they have to make it safe. But those who wanted to stay were by forcibly, I mean, they were made to leave. They were told they couldn't stay.
Well, I wonder who made the decision.
I don't know. I mean, maybe it was Formula One group. I don't know. I don't know who it was, but they're going to have some problems with this, I think.
Yeah.
They're talking force majeure. Force majeure is when something, act of God, right? Something happens that's not their fault. But people who wanted to stick around should have been allowed to stay.
That's true. I mean, so the thing itself, the pothole or whatever coming up, that's kind of a force majeure. You can't, who knows. But yeah, them actually telling people to move is kind of an issue.
Yeah. So I'm not sure why it went. But other than that, everybody kind of came away from this going, it wasn't as bad as we all thought it was going to be. So, I got to give them credit, props for that.
And for me, it was one of the best times I've ever had. It was so much fun. And for the future,
of the party, right?
Well,
because of the party.
It was just the whole charade was just so much fun. That, just from beginning to end, the action, the people. What a great group of people that come out for Formula One. They're excited, they're friendly, a lot of camaraderie. The other thing was that I don't know what the parking situation was for most people, but I will say for next year, you can thank me. Whenever you see me, I was able to park at Treasure Island for free. I got there early, and I walked to the Wynn.
Yeah.
So, and I played a little bit of Treasure Island.
Good,
Okay.
good.
I played a little bit. I gave him some action.
Here's the reality. They asked you we talked about this. They asked you at the entrance if you were staying there, and you said yeah.
I said I'm going. Well, I said I'm going to play.
Yeah. Okay, good. That's what you do. And then give them some action.
Yeah.
And play. And then, by letter of the law, you're allowed to park there.
I didn't say I wasn't staying there.
Okay. But no, that's a good tip.
Yeah.
It's a good tip. And see, that's the reason why a lot of these places are going to paid parking. They're worried that people are going to park in their place for free and all that. But you know what? It's they got a big parking garage there. They can pretty much handle it.
Yeah.
And it's cool. You gave them action. I don't see anything wrong
Well,
with
they also at Treasure Island, they got a lot of good stuff. They got a 24-hour restaurant that's nice to hit on the way home.
it. We'll talk about this in the future. I just ate at their seafood restaurant.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, and it's called what's it called? Yacht something. Yachtly.
Yahtzee.
Yeah. But it's something the yacht club, I think it's called, or something. One of the better seafood restaurants I've had. We had some different things. We'll talk about it at another time. But I had a Chopino there that was as good and packed as any Chopino I've had in a long time.
All right. Well, and they have the Senior Frogs there, which looks like a lot of fun every time I walk by. I haven't been yet. But.
I like TI, free parking, man. Good for them, good for you. That worked out great.
Yeah. And good for you if you take up the advice. All right, the holidays are upon us, Anthony, and that means that we have the Las Vegas Advisor holiday catalog coming up.
Right. Well, it's up. It's up on our website. We do it every year, and it is for people who come to Vegas or have friends who come to Vegas. Mm-hmm. It's a good way to fill a gift spot.
Yeah.
And I mean, obviously we want to sell our products, but we've got all our new books in there. We've talked about these, Gambling 102, the 3rd edition, Shameless, about the female mobsters, Feather Shows, which was the compendium we did for all the new writers. We've got one that we haven't talked about called Weed and Loathing in Las Vegas, and it's the whole story about the whole cannabis industry here.
Oh, right.
So I mean, this isn't going to be something that a lot of people go, oh, I must read. But if you're into that, it's the whole full story. It's it's pretty good. The James Grosjean book, The Ultimate Report.
Yep.
Gene Scott's strategy card, scouting guide. These are things that can make for pretty good presents, if not just stocking stuffers. You want to stick something in the stocking for a guy who plays video poker or a woman who plays video poker. Boom, there you go, right?
Absolutely. Those strategy cards are key. And I want to thank you, Anthony, because Anthony, as a gift, gave me the Deuces Wild strategy card.
I didn't even know it was for Christmas. I thought you just wanted it,
Well, you gave it to me, so around Christmas time or around the holidays. So it's a holiday gift.
One more thing too is the LVA membership.
Yeah.
Which it's more valuable now because we don't let people come onto our website with all the things we do unless they have some form of membership. Mm-hmm. So the LVA membership is another thing, another good present for people. Check it out. We've got a link to it in the description box. And see if there's something there. We got a lot of time to get it to you before Christmas, and give it a look. It's a good catalog.
All right, we do read the comments, and somebody said, "Hey guys, what's going on? How come you don't talk about Survivor, the Survivor competition anymore?"
Well, we laid off it for a while because what are you going to say? Okay, now there's 2,000 left. Now there's 1,400 left. Now there's, we kind of waited till it got down to the nitty gritty, and this is the big strategy week. This is the week that they have to do it twice. So they do it for the Thanksgiving games, and then they do it for Sunday. And in the Thanksgiving games, there's only 3 games. So they only have 6 teams to choose from. So those who have done, well and have thought ahead have saved some of the better teams. Like hopefully you've saved Dallas for this weekend.
Okay.
And because, Dallas plays, the Lions are another good team. Hopefully you save, the Lions. But they're down to about only about 350 remain now.
Wow. Okay.
Out of 2,000. Out of 9,200.
Okay.
So we are getting down to it now.
Now, do you think this is a weekend where a lot of people are going to go because of the nature of how many they have to make 2 bets? They have to get 2 bets right.
Yeah, I think that the 350 is going to be whittled down pretty good.
Okay.
But here's another thing why we might start looking at it again. I looked through all of my records, and it turns out I'm still in.
Okay.
I thought I was out.
That's hilarious. Okay, so how are you still in?
How can that be?
Yeah.
Right? I lost all. I said a long time ago. By week 3, I'd lost all my entries.
Okay.
Because what we do, and by we, I mean people have done this for a long time and do it to try to make a profit or professionally, is we do a lot of things to reduce variance. So rather than just play 2 or 3 or 10 times ourselves, we have friends who are playing 2 or 3 or 10 times. And we do what are called savers, which is basically trading percentages.
Okay.
And I didn't realize that it turns out that I have 0.4 of 1% of one entry.
Okay.
All right.
So you're in.
Yeah,
you're in the competition.
And that doesn't sound too exciting, but what that means is, and here's the way it works. I have 10% of a guy who's got 5% of a guy.
Okay.
And another guy's got 20% of me.
That's hilarious.
So when you play it all out, it comes out to 0.4%.
Yeah.
And if that person comes through and wins, my share on my 0.4% is going to be $36,000.
Wow, there you go. That's quite a return, Anthony.
Not bad. And it turns out that what I risked for the $36,000 is $40 because that was my share, my 0.4.
Okay, so your 0.4 of the daisy
10,000.
chain could be worth $37,000 if you win.
$36K.
Wow, that's
If
incredible.
this guy comes through and wins, and there's only 350 left, and this guy's an expert player, and I guarantee you he's got Dallas for the weekend.
Okay.
You know? So I mean, who knows? It can
All right.
happen. And we do this. We do this all the time. You know, when Russ Hamilton. All right, Russ Hamilton's a name. He's kind of notorious now. A lot of people don't like Russ because he did some things that weren't good. We can talk about that at another time. But Russ was a tremendous player.
Okay.
And I knew Russ well. We both came from Detroit. And I took 1.5% of Russ when I was building my bankroll way back when in the World Series of Poker, and Russ won it.
Okay,
for
wow.
$1 million. So I made $15,000.
Nice day.
Yeah, and I mean that's the way that the people who do this for a living. That's what you do to keep yourself in the game.
And it must have been so exciting to watch him advance.
Oh, it was great.
Yeah.
Because back then a $15,000 payday for me was just fabulous.
Yeah, yeah.
So you bet. I was there at the end, and the whole thing. It was really something to see.
How much was it to buy into the World Series of Poker back then?
Back then, $10,000.
Oh, it was still $10,000.
The way it's always been.
Just less people.
Yeah. So it was my 1.5% was $150.
Wow.
And for my 150, I won 15,000. So
That's incredible.
It was pretty great. I actually see some old footage now and again, and I see myself and Blair Rodman sitting in the thing because Blair had 1.5%.
Yeah.
And we're like rooting Russ on.
That's great.
You watch. Now here's the thing. You'll see in the comments somebody will go, Russ Hamilton, he's a dirty crook, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Russ got involved with the hole card spying thing at one of the online poker sites. And, I don't know to what amount, how much he was implicated in it and how much he really did it. Some people say he did it all the way and others say he didn't. So I don't know. But back then, there was no hole carding. Russ was a great guy from Michigan. Still is. Still a friend of mine.
Yeah.
And made me $15,000.
There you go. Well, what a story. And I like the camaraderie of your group of friends who gamble together, and the idea that you're spreading out your risk and you're spreading out your variance over many picks.
And not only that, everyone trusts everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, this is it. You want to call it trust among thieves. You can call it whatever you want. These are all advantage players. But everyone trusts anybody.
Yeah.
Because you can't renege on one of those things or no one will ever do business with you again.
Right.
So it's a very interesting camaraderie, and it's a very interesting subculture.
Yeah.
That you get into eventually as you go through this. But that subculture now has led me to a shot at still $36,000 if my new boy can come through and take this thing down.
So Anthony's still in it. We'll follow along, and if there's something exciting, we will continue to update the Circa Survivor competition. And this week's question of the week comes to us from the comments. Whose idea was it to use the Radetzky March as the theme for many slot machine jackpots?
What's the Radetzky March?
Yeah, I didn't even know what it was.
What does it sound like?
We had to look this one up. I assumed it was.
And do we have
do
it?
it. We got it queued up right here. So if you don't know what the Radetzky March is, think about hitting a jackpot, and then you hear.
You were right.
Jackpot!
Right.
Buffalo!
Okay. Enough.
Enough.
Okay, whose idea? The question was whose idea?
Yeah.
Aristocrat Gaming's idea.
Okay.
Because, I did a little research on this. I didn't really, I recognize the song, but I didn't recognize it as going with jackpots because I don't play those machines very much, if ever. And I obviously haven't hit a jackpot on them to hear that. But it looks to me like it's on Aristocrat machines. And it may be on some others, but not that I was able to see. So whose idea was it? Well, it was somebody there who was looking at the machines that they were either going to brand or whatever they wanted to do. This is what they do with branded or celebrity slot machines, is they look at licensing the information they need. So that maybe they license this song because somebody heard it and said this will be great for jackpots. Or, I think probably, this was Johann Strauss, is the one who wrote this in 1848.
Right.
So it's probably royalty free.
Old song, baby.
And
Royalty free.
We were able to use it because it's royalty free on YouTube.
Yeah.
So somebody looked at it and said, this will be a great song. This will go with the jackpot.
And it won't cost us anything.
Cost us anything to do it. So there's the answer. Aristocrat Gaming, it looks like, are the ones behind it.
Right. And then to that point, anybody could probably use it.
I think so. I believe so, yeah.
Yeah. And this week's Jackpot of the Week is a near and dear jackpot to myself and to Anthony. Because last week at the Downtown Grand, my girlfriend, Christina, hit the Royal Flush Progressive at over 100%. It was incredible. This was at the Downtown Grand, and
we had to use it because we've said this before. When friends and family hit, they go to the front of the line.
That's right.
Not to mention that photo is great.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
Right? Not to mention, that was pure excitement and surprise.
Yes.
And not to mention that, once again, we shine a light on one of the best quarter video poker plays in town.
For sure.
That's the Furnace Bar, the Downtown Grand. It's the four-way progressive on the double-double bonus machine.
Yeah.
And almost every time we're there, this thing is over 100%. She hit it for 1632.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1,632. It goes positive with the Royal Flush alone at 1950. So by the Royal Flush alone, it was not positive, but you told me what was on the others. And the aces and the aces with the kicker, she was playing over a 100% game.
That's right.
And hit it. And this is just such a great, this is a downtown parking play, because if you go in there and you earn 25 points, $25 through, you're going to get your parking validated. So why not play in a 100% game?
Right.
Qualify for the prime rib special that we've talked about before. And again, we love Downtown Grand because it's just one thing after another, but you can hardly find a better quarter video poker game anywhere than at that particular game. And Christina happened to hit it.
Well, she did, and it was fantastic. The other thing is that I hit the aces with a kicker on the same game.
Same night.
It was at 750 when I hit it. There was another time I saw it when it was at 900, but I hit it for 750, and it normally pays 500.
Right, and you hit it after she hit it.
I think it was just after.
Yeah, so it probably had dropped down to a little under 100%, but while you were playing it up to when she hit it, you guys were well over 100%.
Yes.
And that's what you're aiming for. You want to play these games at positive expectation, and over time, you will profit.
And also know that the guy next to you might also hit it too. If everyone's at the table going for it, there's 4 that you can hit, but that one.
Yeah, you're still in one in. She was still one in close to 40,000.
Yeah.
To hit that thing.
Yeah.
So she could have played for hours and hours and days upon days and weeks upon weeks without hitting it.
That's
so
right.
So it just kind of went well for her, but she was playing a good game.
Right. So Anthony, this is a great game, and this progressive at the Downtown Grand. We kind of do this in between, the video poker tournament and the blackjack tournament on Thursdays.
Yeah. When people come and they see us sitting at the game, that's what we're doing. We're validating our parking.
Yep.
And we're playing the best game in the house and one of the best games downtown and in all of Vegas.
Yep. So you can do that too. It's a lot of fun.
Just don't take my seat.
All right, that's it for this week. Thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing. We love the comments. We love the likes. I've noticed that there's a lot less shares. So if you could go ahead and share your favorite Las Vegas Advisor weekly update video, that helps us to grow. Anything to add, Anthony?
Have a great Thanksgiving, everyone.
Happy holidays, you guys.
Well, I'm going to Las Vegas, where the stick man, he recognized me. He said, hey man, do you need another shot at freedom and harmony?
By the way, this is just interesting too. I mean, we didn't talk about it because there are 350 people left. My equity in that guy has to beat those 350. The 349 others. So my equity, my $40 is only worth mathematically right now $104.
Oh no!
Yeah. So it doesn't quite work out to like, ooh, look what that's worth right now.
I thought it would be worth like 500, 600
I know,
bucks.
me too.
Yeah.
So did I. I had that wrong. So
That's
it
hilarious.
doesn't matter that we didn't do it.
All right.